Look at me.
Oh, like I say right now.
Yeah, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 13.
What's your name?
I'm Brandon Caramanis.
And you're 13. Very cool. So, Pete, why don't you introduce your family to us?
Okay, I'm Pete Caramanis. This is obviously my family. This is my wife, Ida, my son, Brandon. We also have 2 other children.
Very cool.
When I finished chemo, I was like really happy because I didn't have to take pills anymore or feel like effects of stuff. And I didn't have to not eat after dinner.
That must have been the best part, is being able to eat after dinner.
Sometimes.
But not strawberries, though.
No.
So, Mom and Dad, tell me, what was that like?
Well, it's something obviously that we have been waiting to see that day for quite some time. He was diagnosed over 3 years before that. So to see everything that he'd been through over those 3 years was very difficult. And the whole time you're just wondering what it's going to be like to get to the end. And so it was wonderful, to reach that final day of chemo.
It was like a huge weight was lifted off of not only our shoulders, but his shoulders, and we could tell.
Well, Grace sent me a text that said lots of cheese.
Why?
because she took like so many pictures of me with the cake and she was like, say cheese. So then she sent me all those pictures and she was like, lots of cheese.
That's funny.
They were excited
Evan
for
probably
him.
didn't understand this
Right.
much.
They don't remember life before chemo because it had been so long. Our youngest was just 3 years old. And
Well,
our daughter
Evan
was
doesn't
6.
remember. Grace probably does.
She doesn't. She said she didn't. They don't remember what it was like before he had chemo. They've always known him to be on chemo. So it was kind of uncharted territory for them. They didn't know what it would be like. But I think they've noticed a difference in his demeanor since he's finished.
That's
Right,
okay.
but
Take your
I'm
time.
for
Take your time.
Dude, what do you enjoy? Do you play any instruments?
Oh, yes. I'm in the band at my school. I play the saxophone, and I also play piano. And I used to do taekwondo, but I just got my black belt like around the same time that I finished chemo. And I also like to read and write and stuff.
That's pretty awesome. You're like Jackie Chan meets Mozart meets Kenny G, like all rolled into one. That's pretty awesome. You don't know who any of those people are, right?
Thanks.
I don't know the last one.
So do you like getting outside and playing? The weather's nice.
Sometimes. I like to swim, but the pool's probably not warm enough.
Yeah, it's nothing worse than
It was, the diagnosis for us was quite a surprise because the whole thing arose just from Brandon having some shortness of breath. And within a matter of 24 to 48 hours after we first saw that, he went to the pediatrician and, to check for allergies and things, and ended up having abnormal blood test results, which sent us over to UVA Hospital. They confirmed those results and told us that they suspected leukemia. And of course, as a parent, and I would think any parent would understand how scary that is, particularly when you're not involved in that community and you don't really know all the latest in medicine. You hear the word leukemia and you are thinking very bad outcome. I mean, that's how we were raised, that was not a good diagnosis. And obviously it's not. Nobody wants to have that diagnosis. But over the next 48 hours, we were educated quite a bit by his physicians about the various types of leukemia and basically how much that diagnosis isn't as scary as we may have initially thought at this point, thanks to all the wonderful developments over the past several years and decades. So still scary, still had a long road in front of us, and that unknown is scary, to not know how that's going to go, what the medicines are going to do to him, still not knowing what the outcome's going to be, but thankful to be in a place that we could receive the type of care that we knew he was getting, which was top notch.
What's so funny about that, Brandon?
I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. Do you?
Yes.
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
Well, I thought I was gonna die or something, or like be in the hospital for the rest of my life. Like I didn't know about cancer and stuff, and then so they can like be treated.
What, raise that survival rate?
Sure. It's, when you hear diagnosis of cancer, you never use the word lucky, but that was actually a word that I thought of quite often, like, wow, we are so lucky that we live in a town with a medical facility that's top-notch, that's doing this research right here, that he's getting treated at right here. We don't have to travel across the state. It's right here. And I know that sounds very odd, but we just kept thinking, we are so lucky that we're here. And I know that sounds very weird to use luck and cancer in the same sentence, but that's just what we felt. We felt gratitude that, wow, they've been doing research. Those people before us were doing research, and it's benefiting us. And immediately we were thinking, how can we give back? How can we start paying it forward? Because we're just so grateful for the people who came before us.
Our experience at UVA has been outstanding. I mean, I don't think we could have asked for better doctors or nurses or basically everybody that we've encountered. I mean, they're just wonderful. I mean, it's a community almost here within the clinics and things at UVA that you never want to be part of. You kind of almost don't even really think about as existing until you're part of it. And then you realize this community, not only of just really well-educated, physicians who can give you the best care, but also just a caring community of support that can help you get through what is the most trying time of your life as a parent or as a patient. And we could not be more grateful for the support that we've gotten, not just from the technical medical perspective of being able to treat him properly, but also from the perspective of just providing us the emotional support and the knowledge that we needed in order to feel comfortable with everything that was happening.
And I think they were really great about is Brandon, being his age, he wanted to have some control, some say in his treatment, and they were really great about letting him be a part of his treatment, letting him decide, Brandon, when do you want to get your chemo? When do you want to get your blood drawn? Do you want to?
Let me decide that.
Well, yeah, that I was going to say you need to clarify.
Sorry. I mean, we would come into clinic.
You don't. You got to choose,
Meaning,
do you want it right now or 5 minutes from now? Not, that.
Yeah, help us, work out your time here. So do you want it in 5 minutes? Do you want it in 10 minutes? For someone whose whole life has been turned upside down, they were giving him whatever choices they could. And, in a limited respect, if that makes sense. So, yeah.
And even those very small choices
Also,
help.
what medicine, if I want to do Bactrim again, which I
Right.
don't want to.
Do you want a needle poke or do you want a finger prick? I mean, these are decisions that he is able to make because he's at an age where he can make those decisions, and they let him be a part of that.
Probably, if they just chose stuff for me, then it wouldn't be I wouldn't really want to do it anyway, but I would want to do it less, if they chose stuff for me. But then, I would get to choose stuff that was, the easiest and least painful or hard way to do it for me.
I think that goes back in some ways to what Ida was saying before. When you are the family that has to hear that diagnosis, know you're going to need significant medical care, you realize how important it was that everybody who came before you that supported the hospital, research, those types of things, to get where you've gotten today was just critical to the survival of your child. I mean, there's nothing that could be more important. And so, again, to think about having such a great children's hospital here locally we knew UVA was a great hospital. You always, if you had asked me, how do you feel about having UVA hospital here? I would have said, it's great. It's so great to have a great hospital here. And that's what I'm saying now. And I hope that it will show that in saying it now, it's coming from such... And I think a lot of people would know that they're glad UVA hospital is here. But when that hospital is the one that is saving the life of your child, there's nothing more important. You could have asked me 100 reasons why Charlottesville is a great place to live before his diagnosis, and while I was thankful the hospital was here, I never would have mentioned it. Now, if you ask me, it would be one of the top, if not the top thing I would list, because all the other stuff means nothing without your health. And so to be able to have a facility here like UVA Children's Hospital that can keep our kids healthy, it allows you to enjoy every other aspect of life and every other benefit that Charlottesville has to offer.
Probably like an author or a computer software designer.
Can I get you to say that again and say I want to be an author or a computer software
Okay.
designer?
I want to be an author or a computer software designer. I like to write and I like to make things and use the computer and stuff to make things so that other people can like do stuff that I like to do also.
Would you like that?
Yeah, you can't put it into words. Because I think the health of your children is something you take for granted. You think, they're all going to grow up, they're going to be adults, I'm going to live to see my grandkids. And when you're put in the position we were put in, you really start to appreciate the little things more.
I think you realize, just generally in life, that from one day to the next, you can't predict what's going to happen. And that's true for all of us. And when it's a medical situation that comes up that you're not predicting, again, that's when you are thankful to have a facility like UVA Children's Hospital here to help you. And everybody out there that isn't thinking about what might happen to them hopefully will not experience what we've experienced, but very well could. And when you realize that, then you realize that maybe you should start paying attention to that. Maybe you should start supporting places like UVA Children's Hospital, because if it's not you that needs it, it's going to be somebody that you know and love. And, again, hopefully that day doesn't come for you, but we've learned that it can.
Healthier ever after.
You want me to say? You don't? Okay. Because
That's simple.
Just him.
I can say, thanks to UVA Children's Hospital, our family is able to experience our healthy ever after, or something like that. Whatever.
Yeah. So,
What do you want us to say? Just healthier ever after?
you could say, if you want to say, thanks to UVA Children's Hospital, we're living healthier.
Okay.
Okay. Looking at you.
Look at
Right?
me.
Thanks to UVA Children's Hospital, we're living healthier ever after. For?
Alright.
For the battle building.
That is awesome.
And the teachers had different jars, and like whoever had the most pennies would have to get duct taped to the wall. But they say your favorite teacher, but everyone knows it's really your least favorite teacher that you would give pennies to.
That's hilarious. And your school was
That's
this?
awesome.
Walton.
Walton.
Walton Middle School.